Author's POV. Day 15. Walking towards Becky's room with a single flower on her hand as she opened the door looking at her lover. "Good morning, princess," Freen said, smiling as she put the flower in the vase beside the bed as she arranged the flower. "Whoa, it's the 15 flowers already," Freen mumbles as she sit on the chair beside Becky's bed after counting the flower. Every day she would come here with a single flower for Becky, and it's her favorite flower, tulip. She wanted to let Becky know that she's here. The younger girl still haven't wake up from her coma, and Freen didn't even miss a single day without visiting Becky. It's been 15 days already since the incident. "Love, Mom gave me a break so she closed the cafe. It's so tiring, gosh, there's a lot of people coming every single day and it's growing each day." Freen hold Becky's hand, rubbing her palm. "I wonder why," Mom said. "Since I worked there, the cafe started to full with people, probably because they want to see me." Freen said, looking at Becky as she let out a small giggle. Staring at the girl as she kisses her palm, bringing Becky's hand, cupping her face, closing her eyes, feeling the warmth hand on her cheek. "I miss you so much, love. I will be waiting for you." Day 20. Freen repeat her same routine every day, visiting Becky and bringing the flower. Becky's family already completely moved to Thailand with the help of Freen. Their bond's growing every day and Freen feels so thankful for that. At least she's not lonely, putting the flower in the vase as she counted. "It's been 20 days, love, and I'm still here waiting for you." Day 30. Freen walked to the hallway as she smelled the flower on her hand, going inside Becky's room as she opened the door and froze. There's no sight of Becky as she immediately closed the door, running to the counter. Her heart started to race, her mind started to think negative again. "Nurse, where is Rebecca Armstrong from room 280? I can't see her there," Freen asked as soon as she arrived, looking at the girl in front of her. "Wait a minute, miss, I will check." Freen bite her lower lips, waiting patiently for the result as she looks at the nurse in front of her. "Oh, Miss Rebecca was moved to a different room earlier. She's in a room number 188 on the second floor," she explained as Freen immediately nodded her head, thanking the nurse before running to the elevator. There's too many questions lingering inside her head. Why would they move Becky? Is she awake already? Her body feels excited and nervous at the same times, couldn't think of anything as she gripped the flower on her hands. The elevator stopped, stepping out slowly, walking towards the room, looking carefully, and there she stopped in front of the door. Taking a deep breath as she closed her eyes, trying to calm herself down before knocking on the door. Someone open it. There she saw Becky's brother, Richie, smiling, signaling the girl to step inside. Freen slowly walked inside and there she saw the love of her life, sitting on the bed, awake. Freen can feel her body getting excited as she immediately ran towards Becky, hugging the girl tightly, didn't minding everyone who are watching her in the room as she tightened the hug. "Oh my god, love, you are awake," Freen mumbles, feeling so thankful as they can see how happy is Freen right now. The girl that she have been waiting for a month are now awake. Suddenly, Becky hold her shoulder, pushing Freen slowly as her face expressions change. Becky look at Mrs. Armstrong before looking back to Freen. "Mom, who is she?" Apparently Miss Rebecca is currently suffering with amnesia, and the things is, she can only remember the memories from 3 years ago after we asked her a few questions earlier, and that's probably why she couldn't remember you, Miss Freen, the doctor explained. Freen let out a deep sigh as she ran her hand through her hair. She is devastated, disappointed, sad and confused why all of this is happening to her right now. She waited for a month just to receive this kind of news about Becky. Freen didn't know what to do anymore, sitting on the chair having her head down as she closed her eyes. "There is such a thing like that, doctor?" Mr. Armstrong asked. "Sadly, yes, there is, but don't worry, she will slowly regain her memories. It takes some time for her to remember everything completely, but please don't push herself too much. Aside from that, her condition is getting better now. She can go home tomorrow," the doctor said. They bowed their head, thanking him while Freen still having her head down. She can feel a presence beside her as she didn't even bother to look. "I know it's hard for you, Freen, but remember I will always have your back." Richie pat her back as she slowly looked at him, as her face looked frustrated. Freen sighed. "What if she will never remember me anymore?" Freen mumbles loud enough for Richie to listen. "Then, make her fall in love with you for the second time? I know you can, but I'm just gonna warn something for you. I hope you can handle her behavior, because I'm sure she's gonna be really different," Richie replied with a small chuckle. Freen looks at him, confusion all over her face, thinking what he meant by that. When she was about to ask something, but then suddenly Becky's mom come out from the room along with her dad. "Freen, you can go see Becky now. I didn't tell anything about you to Becky. You need to tell her yourself. I know you can do it, dear," the older woman said, patting Freen's head as the younger girl hugged her. "Thank you, Mom." The Armstrong family take their leave, leaving Freen on the bench. Freen took a deep breath, calming down herself. I can do this, she mumbles before slowly bringing her feet inside Becky's room, and there she saw the younger girl looking at the window. Freen fake cough, making Becky surprised and look at her. Gosh, you scared me, Becky said, putting her hand on her chest, and Freen walked closer to her, sitting on the chair beside the bed. Freen's heart started to pound faster as she tried to calm herself, rubbing her cold hands together before looking at Becky. Are you all right? Is your head still hurting? Freen asked worriedly. Becky looked away and shook her head as a response. I'm all right for now, thanks for asking though, miss. Becky stopped for a while, looking at Freen, clearly asking for her name. Freen, my name is Freen.
Oh.
Freen, nice, Becky replied, leaning her head on the headboard as she stared at the older girl. Freen started to feel uncomfortable seeing Becky, who didn't stop looking at her, not even blinking her eyes, making herself feel nervous all of a sudden. Why, I can't remember any single thing about you. Are you my friend? Or our new bodyguard? Mom didn't tell me that she hired a female 1-inch, Becky said, tilting her head in confusion while studying Freen's face. Freen closed her eyes as she mentally sighed, finally understand what Richie mean by that. I am not whatever you think of. Then? No, tell me you are kidding, since when am I into girls? Becky asked. The older girl massaged the bridge of her nose, didn't expect that the old Becky is straight as a ruler. Gosh, Richie didn't tell me that you are straight before, Freen mumbles to herself, but Becky caught it as she leaned closer to Freen. So you are telling me that me and you are? Becky paused and furrowed her eyebrows, facing the older girl, leaving only a few inches between them, making Freen gulp on her saliva as her eyes went to Becky's pinkish lips. Lover? Freen looked away and cleared her throat before nodding her head. Are you lying to me? The older girl surprised with the question. Why would I? I don't know, I'm not even sure if you are what you are, Becky replied, crossing her arms, making Freen mentally sighed. You want to see my identification card or what? Freen asked, rolling her eyes as Becky nodded her head. Freen sighed again for the 100th time, didn't expect that Becky really wanted to see her identification card. Pulling out her wallet, she took out her license, registration, and identification card, giving it to Becky as she looks at it carefully. Wait, here it said 𝖗𝖊𝖇𝖊𝖈𝖈𝖆𝖘, but you said your name is Freen. Becky said, pointing at the name on the identification. Freen definitely forgot about that. Freen is my nickname, Becky, why are you still not trusting me? Even your family know me too, Freen said, clearly sound flustered. Well, I don't know you, Becky replied, giving back the card to the owner as Freen immediately take it. She started to feel annoyed with the new Becky, closing her eyes as she tried to calm herself down. Calm down, Freen, she's losing her memories, please bear with her for a bit, keep repeating that in her mind. Freen looked at Becky, who's still having the suspicious look on her. Alright, it's up to you if you want to trust me or not. I think I can trust you a little since I like your hug earlier. It's warm, Becky replied, smiling, making Freen look at her unbelievably. You trust me because you like my hug? Freen asked again. Yep. Oh god, Freen facepalm. It's the day where Becky could discharge from the hospital. Freen walked towards the car, carrying all Becky's thing as she opened the trunk, putting it inside before closing it. All good now, Freen said, looking at the younger girl who had been clinging to her mom. Thank you so much, Freen. Come join us for dinner tonight. I'm gonna cook a lot, Mrs. Armstrong said, looking at Freen. And before the older girl could answer, Becky cut her off. Mom. Why are you inviting her? Gosh, come on, it's hot, Becky grumbled before getting inside the car. Freen sighed as she looks down on her feet. She didn't expect that Becky would become such a brat like this. The older girl indeed have a lot of patience towards her. Freen, I'm so sorry for Becky. I didn't know that her old behavior will come back too. I hope you can bear with it, dear. I'm rooting for you, alright? Don't forget to come for dinner tonight. I'm gonna cook your favorite food, Mrs. Armstrong said, and Freen just nodded her head, giving a small smile. It's okay, Mom, I understand. I promise I will try my best to keep up with her. Thank you so much, and sure I will come for dinner tonight, even though Becky didn't want me to, Freen explained, and Mrs. Armstrong pulled the girl into a hug, caressing her back. Thank you for being patient, Freen. Anything for Becky? Freen's POV. I'm now in front of the Armstrongs' mansion. Yes, Becky's family are rich as hell, to the point where they bought a mansion here in Thailand. I guess that's why Becky becomes such a brat before. Becky's father owned a couple of business here in Thailand along with her mother too, while her brother's still with his career as an agent, but currently having his break and will be back to England next month. I still didn't tell my mom that Becky is awake, and the part where she basically forget everything about me. It hurts so bad knowing that she didn't remember any single things about me, but I'm glad that she's still alive and healthy. That's the most important part. Gosh, I hope I have the strength to be patient towards her even though I really miss her, her touch, how she would calm me down. Fuck, I miss that so much. I shake off all those thoughts in my head as I took a deep breath before pushing the doorbell. After a few seconds, the door opened, revealing Richie as he greeted me with a smile. "Oh, Freen, you're here. Come in," he said as I stepped in and look around. It's still the same since the last time I came. My eyes wander around the place looking for the figure I have been missing for. Yes, Becky. Even though her attitude changed, it still wouldn't stop me from loving her. It's stupid for me to just give up without even started yet. "Hi dear, you are here already? Dinner is ready in 5 minutes, Becky's mom looked at me as I walked towards her going to the kitchen. "Is there something I can help you with, Mom?" I asked. "Yes, there is. Can you call Becky for dinner?" "She's upstairs in her bedroom," she said. I smile and look at her. I know what's she really up to, and I nodded my head before walking upstairs going to Becky's bedroom where I decorated it myself. I hope she liked it, knocking on the door, and a few seconds later she opened it. There's my love is. She still looked beautiful as ever even with the simple clothes. She's wearing my black t-shirt that I put inside her closet on purpose. I smile with the sight. Seeing her wearing my clothes already make me feel alive again. "It's you," she said, looking kinda disappointed. "That's hurt." "Fuck." "Yes, it's me. Mom called you for dinner," I said, and she crossed her arms looking at me. I know that look. She gonna start her bratty attitude now. "Why are you calling my mother like that?" "It's my mom," she said, making me chuckle. Gosh, I can't with her. "Your mom told me to call her that, so I'm just being a nice daughter-in-law," I said, smirking again after seeing her frustrated face. "What daughter-in-law, you freak? You're gonna marry Richie or what?" Becky asked, her voice raising. "And now she calling me a freak? Nice." "Nope, I'm gonna marry you," I said, crossing my arm too with a smile as she rolls her eyes, probably getting annoyed. "That's what you get for being a brat, love." Becky closed the door and walked past me as she bumped into my shoulder on purpose, making me back away, and rubs my shoulder. Damn, I guess her fighting ability's still there. Gosh, I hope I'm still alive after this.